Well, hello and welcome to our next session of Open Studio Creative Expression Sessions. This is Daniel Kanow. We've got this going live every Wednesday. Happy to have you here. We'll be starting in 3 or 4 minutes. Last week, one of the emphasis that we put within the class, the workshop, we were talking about getting loose. We were talking about having fun. We are talking about letting go and enjoying the process. And so we're going to continue with that today. Again, we have artists coming from all over the country. I'm working on a portrait of a friend of mine, and I work on expressionistic artwork. It feels good to be drawing right now. And I really love the attitude, the energy, the artwork that artists are bringing from around the country to share their own process, their work, whether it's abstract, non-objective, figurative, landscape, pastels, acrylics, oils, charcoal, pencil, mixed media, what be it. It's been fun to be able to connect with artists from the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, the South, all coming together for the common purpose of making art, of sharing the creative process. There's so much going on in the world right now, and art is such a great thread to bring us together and to share a common space. So that's why I'm putting this on. And as I've noted before, we'll be having a 7-day intensive open studio starting on March 17th for 7 days in a row, 7 2-hour sessions. And I'll be putting more and more information out about that. Stay tuned. We'll have people jumping on soon. And glad you're here. All right, looks like we're going to get started. We got Michael coming in.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Michael. Welcome. Good to see you.
You too. How are you?
Good. Looking at that picture you got there going. It's exciting.
Yeah, thank you. Um, I see yours from your friend, right, in Hawaii.
Yep, yep. Still working on my friend and kind of building that out. Feels really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? What is that you're
Uh,
working on?
so I'm trying to kind of capture this image of this man. I kind of was like looking at photos of someone who, is down on his luck a little bit, and
Yeah.
just trying to uh capture it in the painting. And I got pretty soft colors, which is really nice. So just gonna keep tracking along on this, probably a couple days now, I think, on this painting. So yeah,
Awesome.
thank
Glad.
you.
Glad you're working on pieces that seems like have more impact, that they mean something to you.
A little bit sometimes, yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know,
This. Welcome.
homelessness is a huge crisis, right?
Yeah,
So,
why not? Do portraits of homeless people, celebrate them as well, not just the celebrities that people like to celebrate all the time.
oh, that's true. That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Right
Yeah, one of
on.
my friends who's an artist is here in Montgomery is doing a show of homeless people. She has like 10 that she's painted, and
Wow.
she's taking her show around to all the galleries in town and doing shows and having asking for people to donate food as an entry fee. So everyone's been bringing canned goods, and she's taking those to her food bank at her church.
That's awesome. Glad to
Wow.
hear that.
Yeah, that's cool. Congratulations on your painting, Lifus.
Oh,
I,
thank you very
yeah,
much.
that just want to tell you in person. It's
Yeah.
cool.
I'm quite excited about it.
Yeah.
All right. Which one was it again?
Rigmarole.
That's
I
right.
don't.
Okay. I remember when you were making that in class.
Yeah,
I remember you made a little edit because
yeah.
it was political.
I didn't share that anecdote with the buyer though, right? Because I'm not sure which way the wind blows with him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll just keep that as our memoir uh, note.
That's the exciting part about the process of art. No one really knows what's underneath as you keep building. You could write, you can have shapes or imagery in there that it was there at one point that then disappears and they don't know, but you
Right.
do. For you, it has that history, so it has more of a significance.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's cool. Right on.
Awesome.
Well, we'll see if anyone joins in. It might just be the two of you today.
Wow.
I've been kind of changing some of my marketing and trying to I guess do stuff more organically, and sometimes it works more and sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes you got to pay to play, and that sometimes that makes more people show up. But I'm glad you guys are here. And Michael, you were asking about the 7-day intensive. I think you could probably join and participate in what you can, and then you can still be part of the group and posting images and getting feedback and the process, especially if you're able to show up for the first day, if that would be possible, and then everyone can know that you're going to be here on these specific days. I don't know if that works for you or not.
You said that was on St. Patrick's Day on a Tuesday,
On Monday,
on
I think
Monday?
St. Patrick's Day is Monday, the 17th.
I'd have to check.
Yeah, so it'll
Yeah.
go Monday to Sunday. Unfortunately, Life can't make it because he's going to be out being a star, doing an artist in residence, which is so great.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I finished wiring everything for the show this morning, and so everything's wired and framed, and I'm just
Good.
trying to figure out pricing. Make sure that I've got everything priced in a range that will sell, but yet be not undersell.
Right.
So I don't want to oversell, but I don't want to undersell. I want to hit that sweet spot.
That's that's always the tough thing. You want to
Yeah, yeah.
price it at a higher number that you feel like it's worth, or sell it at a lower number just to move it.
Well, there was a couple pieces that I really wouldn't mind showing some more. So I've got those priced a little on the high side, the precious side, and then
Yeah.
some that I'm really just tired of looking at. I've got those priced a little bit cheaper. So I'm ready to get rid of them. They've done their job. Now they can go.
So you're bringing work with you to show while you're doing artist in residence. So you'll have a show going simultaneously while you're creating new work.
It's gonna be kind of congested because it'll be there's 21 pieces for the gallery that will be up for 2 months.
Great.
And then I'll have a trunk show of small works that I've done during the week while I'm there. And then a trunk show of small works that I have that I'm ready to get rid of. And they're value priced.
Okay.
Like $200 and under.
Oh my God.
That's pretty good.
But they're 11 by 14s and 12 by 12s and
Yeah.
little small things that I just don't want to have around anymore.
Yeah. That's a low price, and those are small pieces. So, you got to do what works for you. We've had this talk many a times. But that's cool that you have a show up for 2 months in conjunction with, so your artist in residence are for 7 days. Is that what it is?
Or 5 days.
5 days. Oh, that's quick.
Yeah, I'll be there six. I'll be there from Sunday to Sunday.
Where
Sundays are travel days.
where is that? Where are you going?
Just south of Fort Worth,
Oh wow.
Dallas,
Okay.
near Dallas.
All right.
So
Yeah.
and then
Great.
I'll be making work. I had the option of coming in on that Saturday, but I've got I've got a show here locally that's with a new group that I just joined, and I kind of want to meet them. It's a new member show, and so it's like it would be kind of a slap in the face, I think, for me to send work and not be there at the reception.
Yeah. Yeah.
So politics.
Politics of the art world.
Yeah.
Sometimes hard to navigate, but maybe easier to navigate than what's going on in our country and the world.
Oh, God, Lord help us.
Keep making art.
Daniel, I'll have to step out like at 4:15. I got a prior engagement. Just
No worries.
I wish I didn't have to, but
No worries. I'm curious, Michael, in your painting, are you focused primarily on the face of the individual? Or are you putting his knees up there where he's all crouched up, like that? Is that going to be part of it?
yeah, I don't think you can see it here, but I am getting like the knees in here and then slowly working on the hands over here.
Uh-huh.
I can see him
leaning against it, but they're not very well defined.
Okay.
And that might take me a while to get these kind of defined, but there's a little bit of an outline of the knees and then the hands.
I see it a little bit.
Thanks.
You just gotta make sure with the knees in the photo, like, takes a little bit to distinguish. Oh, okay, he's crouched up with his knees.
The knees in my painting might be smaller than the knees in the photo, and I'll just keep the emphasis on the face.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
maybe
good.
if the knees were a little bit of a lighter value, then they would stand up in front. Because if you look at the photograph, it's black and white.
Yep.
The tops of his knees are almost white.
Yep.
So a lot of value where the light's hitting his knees would help.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna lighten it up. I did have like these pure white before, and I think they looked more standout-ish
Sure.
than they are now. So
Yeah, somewhere between there and where it is now.
yeah,
Like a happy medium.
yeah, I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
He's got a soulful look in his
Nice.
face. I like it.
Does.
Look, yeah, he'll be all right in the painting. I don't know.
The painting.
Yeah.
Give him that hope and joy in the painting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
God.
it'll be okay is kind of the the goal, I hope.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Well, last time in last class, we were talking about this idea of being loose, and I just want to kind of support you in the next hour and a half to take one of these concepts and really see what you can do to drill into it, whether it's moving fast or it's being really, really slow and intentional. Um, so, we heard a whole range of descriptive words from being aggressive, which is like really moving with your work and putting a lot of energy into it and having that feeling of release, that catharsis of making work. That idea of kind of the additive and subtractive aspect of where you're putting on, you're taking off, you're adding, you're moving, you're being more engaged in the process and less dependent on the outcome through the orientation of the process. That idea of spontaneity, where you're just letting the marks happen, the colors happen, the texture happen, that intuitiveness and joy, not planning, using your full arm or your full body as you engage with your work, focusing on your mark making, allowing yourself to be in the flow and feel like you're in the present moment, giving yourself the opportunity to mess up and just go through with it. So if there's any of those that kind of resonate, I would encourage you to really think about that one singular concept. Maybe it's intuitiveness. What does that really mean to you? What does it mean to you as you're making your work? What does it mean to you for how you're deciding to lay it out, how you're deciding to go through the process, and to really kind of own that and see how it might change the work or influence your work.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Well, looks like it might just be the three of us for a while. So see if anyone else jumps on, and we'll hook back up around top of the hour.
Sounds awesome.
good.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, Michael,
Yes.
you got to wrap up in a few minutes.
Yes.
You want to tell us about how your work's come in? I like the definition you're putting in there.
Thank you.
Tell us how it's developed for you so far.
Um, well, it's going well. Um, I just try to added some of the darker elements into the painting um here, and then I spent some time over here in some of the facial features for a while. And then yeah, just kind of um doing a little bit more definition on the hands over here. Just now they're kind of like in the muscle stage here in the hands, but we'll see how that goes. And then what did I do that? Yeah, and then just I changed the tone a little bit of the face um to a little more of this color here. So that's everything. That's
I
everything.
feel like the darker values you're putting in is really allowing your painting to really pop and have definition in the face, in the hair, around the eyes. So I would urge you to keep working on that and keep working on that contrast because you're working on it black and white, so you can really squint your eyes and look at your black and white painting and see, or your photograph, really see the areas that accentuate the emotion of the guy sitting there, especially around his eyes, his nose, mouth, how he's just kind of crouched in all together. So don't be afraid to add those darker values because it's really going to help to accentuate that imagery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, but that's pretty much it for the time being.
Cool. Life, you got any thoughts for him?
Yeah, I really like the direction that the hands are going. They really come across more so than they were,
Yeah.
and I really like you still keeping the quality of his face nice and hopeful, and I just interested to see where you go with it.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Those darker elements that you're putting in the hair, in the creases of the fingers, it's allowing all of that to really be noticeable of what it is. And it has a really nice looseness to it. I haven't seen you do that much hands. Um, you got a lot of elements in that photograph. So it's becoming very contemplative.
That's a good word. I like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Right on. Well,
cool.
thank you guys very much for your time. I
Got it.
look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Yeah, you're gonna jump off?
Yeah, gonna head out. Thank you very
Okay.
much. See
Yeah,
y'all later.
let's keep texting as well, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. See you soon.
Take care, Michael.
All right, Lifeis. I like how
Yeah,
the imagery you're doing of these figures. Are these some sketches you did from figure drawing classes like you talked about a while ago?
yeah. They're all gestures that I've done and was translating them on the canvas. Just I like the layer that I was getting, the layering of the gestures, the way the lines all just kind of overlay. And but I wanted to bring some of them to fuller finish, and so there we go.
You're overlapping different gestural drawings from different people into creating like a scene. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, kind of where they're just got some people sitting, got people standing and moving around. Just kind of just some activity.
How do you decide? You're kind of like me. How do you decide when you want to work figurative, you want to work abstract, you want to work landscape? Is there something that kind of calls you if like I'm going to go back to doing gestural work, now I'm going to work on color, just working with color, and then others where you've got, you're working on your landscapes, and then others where you're working kind of multidimensional mixed media.
Right, and I kind of am a little schizophrenic in my approach. um, it I get bored easily with one direction, and I feel like I get in a rut pretty quick.
Mhm.
And like if I make a couple of abstracts, probably by the third or fourth one, I feel like they're lacking,
Mm,
and so I got to put them away. And I turn my focus to something else that's new and fresh, or
right.
feels new and fresh, and I'm able to approach it with a vigor that I was lacking after doing the routine. What becomes feels like routine to me, and then that loses the life.
Got it. Yeah, I could see that. Are you then pulling back and bringing back older things that you've working on and kind of adding more life and freshening them up?
Yeah, yeah, or wiping them out.
One of the
just
two.
just kind of, oh, that didn't work, and just kind of going back in and painting on top of it. There's been two or three pieces that I've just painted. I didn't like gesso it out, but I just started painting back on top of it, and the new layers obliterated what was there.
Yes, that often can happen, but it is you're just bringing new life, a new direction that
Yeah.
was not before.
So
Cool. Well, if you want to keep going, I'm gonna keep drawing. Um, I kind of was just looking at this picture here that I'm doing and kind of decided that I think I want to take his glasses off of him and just
okay.
make, what do you think? Just make it more about, because really what I'm trying to capture is his smile and his eyes and the feeling of his joy that he pervades in his smile. I think, and this, he did have glasses on top of his head, but I feel like maybe removing them creates more emphasis on the face and less
Yeah,
distraction.
it is a little bit of a distraction at this point because the fact that it's just such a big wide open space.
Yeah.
And if it was a little more obliterated, it, it would help me a little bit. And
Yeah, I could
a
make them
little
a
bit of a background. I know you're just getting started, but a little bit of a background would help maybe help compete with those glasses or not make them seem so important.
right. And for that reason, I feel like removing them takes that element of importance out because
Yeah.
they're not important. He just put his glasses on his hat to take a picture, you know. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, I feel like taking them out, allows me to kind of just focus on, I mean, that's a big difference,
Yeah.
the two there. So yeah, that's where I think I'm going. In the background, I'm not really sure. You know, he's like, I believe in the process of dying. So, it's really a matter of just really capturing his smile and even the teeth too. I might obliterate out a little bit and knock them back, even though in his photo they stand out more. But
Mm,
it's almost like the mouth is getting difficult and I'm kind of struggling with it versus like the eyes and the nose and the smile. I feel like I'm getting that. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
work on the glasses for a while and then come back to the smile uh to the mouth later.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to remove the glasses. I think that'll
Yeah, I think that will help a lot.
have that artistic license to just remove them. And then
Yeah.
even with the smile, it's like those teeth, even though in his photo, his teeth are like really bright and vibrant with light,
Hmm.
but still, that's a tough one.
Right.
Faces are hard, but I
Well,
like when you
teeth are hard. Maybe you don't indicate all the teeth. Maybe you just indicate
some elements of them. Yeah,
the teeth area and not the
exactly.
individual teeth.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Is just start to pull them back and deconstruct them a little bit so they're there, but they're not
Right.
as they're not as important.
Hmm.
And tell me about the piece you're working on right now, how that's going for you as far as kind of just playing with those shapes of figurative motion. What are you trying to accomplish?
Just to just to explore the form and motion,
Hmm.
just to study and trying to get that conveyed. Um, and but doing it in an unusual way, with the different colored patches in the backgrounds, and some of them are full form, some of them are wire form. Um, both a
And
mix of male and female.
yeah, And the nice thing about the gesture is you're not going into extreme details. You're being
Right.
evocative of movement and shape that we all represent as human, you know? And so that in itself is really cool because you're making up a scene of movement and interaction.
Hmm. I agree.
Yeah. Cool. What direction you think you're gonna go next week or in 3 weeks?
Well, I know that I'm going to do one mixed media sculptural piece, and I've got a bucket of cardboard and all ready prepped, ready to go. But they wanting to do they raise a certain breed of cattle that's native to South Asia called the Zebu cattle. They have like a hump on them, like a camel,
Yeah.
and but they're smaller. And so they have a herd of those, and so they want me to do a piece that features a zebu cattle,
Okay.
and then just around the area, just different farms and a lot of pasture lands, and so I'll do some pastoral pieces, and I'm hoping to get a good 5 or 6 pieces, a piece a day at least,
Hmm.
if not a couple. And
Yeah,
then they're having a life drawing session on Thursday, and so I'll get some stuff out of that as well.
that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we can
Yeah, no,
keep,
I made mention that I was going to be missing my life drawing class. And he goes, well, we can session that I normally go to. And he goes, oh, we can make that happen for you. And I'm like, okay, well, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's easier to find somebody who's going to stand naked in Dallas Fort Worth than it is out in Alabama.
Quite possibly. More people. Cool. Well, we can keep working if you want for a few more minutes and just keep going. And I'll text you about Monday, and it'll just be informal conversation. Just ask, kind of like we're doing now.
Okay.
Have like a half a dozen pieces that you want to feature, and you can talk about a couple of them,
Okay.
finished
I'll,
pieces.
yeah, I'll have some a bunch lined up, and I've got them framed and everything, and
That's good.
finished wiring them today. That was my least favorite part of the job, is
Yeah.
wiring canvases. I hate it.
Yeah.
And normally my dad does that for me, but he's out of town, and so I had to do it myself so that way you could get it checked off my list.
I know. Putting in you know, the the holders for the wire and the little D screws and then go back and forth and tightening and back and forth and
Right.
yeah, I
And
don't
that,
I don't I don't love it either, but
yeah,
it is there's something to it as well once you've done it.
it's
Now you
finished.
have a piece that's hanging on a wall and it has a different life, which is
Yeah.
really fun. Now you're like, oh cool, look at this.
And just having it framed just takes it to a whole nother level
Oh
instead of
yeah,
it just being the raw canvas, you
totally.
know.
Totally. I just got a piece frame that I haven't really been able to see. I only got a picture of it. Um, I'll show it to you. It really makes a difference. Let's see. So you saw I was working on this piece here.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that one online.
Yeah, and I was doing that in group with you and Steven and others. And now I put this white floating frame on it, and it
Uh-huh.
really like ties it together and makes it unified versus just before it was just on a cradle board. So it does make a big difference. And sometimes investing a few $100 to get to that point helps you just kind of push the caliber of your work. So
Sure.
yeah, I'm excited about it. It looks way more professional for me, which is exciting.
I agree. Definitely. And was that on board, you said?
Yeah, that was on oil pastel with cradle board.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do some more of that. I really like drawing, and when you can turn a drawing into a painting, it's really fun.
Yeah, I like it as well. And it's when it doesn't come across forced, I think like sometimes I've seen things that like that the line was just there to be there, you
Mhm.
know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I've taken some workshops with the Art to Life, I think is what it's called. I can't remember exactly.
Mhm.
But they're real big on process, and some of the stuff it just seems a little formulaic to me.
Yeah. I did some
Like
work with one time a couple years ago, and you know, I got some good stuff out of it, but I found it to be kind of like everyone was doing the same thing and was very
yeah,
limited on this and very limited on material, and you had to do what they're doing, you know. I found it less to be about like intention and meaning and more about like, okay, here's another compositional tool and do it this
right,
way.
right. I didn't really get much out of it, but it was an experience.
What
So
did
there's
you do? What, his 3 month program or like just a
no, I did it was a week long intensive, the trying to get you to sign up for the bigger program.
right?
And it was like, well, I didn't like where it was going, so I didn't sign up. So
Yeah, yeah, no. He's got some good stuff there, you know. I definitely appreciate what I got from him, and he's definitely got his marketing down.
yeah, he definitely does, and see it all the time.
Yeah, it's
Um, but
impressive how many people sign up with him. So
who
see
knows
what,
how much he's spending in Facebook boost dollars?
yeah, I mean, we never know when someone has, you know, thousands of people following them, how much money are they putting out in marketing? That's always the hardest thing. And
Yeah.
especially investing in Meta right now is a challenge, you know, politically. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like deciding where you want, you know, put your money where your mouth is if you can.
Right. I just enjoyed the free services while they're there. And then, when they go away, then we'll worry about what's next.
Exactly, exactly. Cool. Well, we'll talk again on Monday.
Okay.
I'll send you a
My
message.
battery's about to die, so
Sounds perfect. It's going to be a StreamYard, so we'll be kind of side by side on screen, just
okay.
talking 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes about philosophy and artwork and your process and what it is you like to do. We've, you know, like we've done before.
All right. Well, I hope I'll have a bunch of pieces lined up for you.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Here, my friend. See you soon.
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. So we are going to end our open studio free session here. Really nice to have open, candid conversations with other artists and, you know, even other programs like he was talking about Art to Life. It's some really good stuff you can learn from so many different emphasis and even to get his feedback about my work. Here I'm looking at this drawing I'm doing of a good friend of mine and how much that changes, right? To just remove those glasses. It makes it more about him and less about the glasses. So I'm going to go down that path. And yeah, I urge y'all to keep creating. Have fun. Have a good one.